So low ticket stuff. You want to just dive right into that? Is there anything else you wanted to hit that I can write down to remember?
I guess like just best practices because my whole thing is like in January and February, figuring out all of my systems and client journeys and like just like fully mapping that out A to Z.
When you say systems, do you have any in particular?
Really, the front end nurture has been an issue, but then also now I'm trying to help my coaches out a little bit more now that things are ramping up so that they're not searching and trying to figure out what they need to be doing all of the time in listing time.
Okay, got it.
I guess the last thing would be any thoughts on like improving our retention or our backend offer as well, because I haven't really done much with that.
Low ticket offer funnel. Are you going to combine your book with that, or are you going to run a book funnel separately and then you have a $27 offer?
I think I'm open. Like the $27 funnel is creative. The ebook funnel is creative. They're two separate things right now.
Yeah. So this will be a testing game of testing the book alone plus the book with a $27 offer. What you could probably do is kind of like Horoszi, right? If you get this book for $27, a course will come with it. So then you can combine them both. I think that's worth testing out. And then like we gotta get tactical with, where you then will retarget 180-day purchasers in just bottom of funnel, middle of funnel, testimonials, stuff like that, to anyone who has purchased your low ticket stuff.
Like objection handling and along with the testimonials or any.
Like what, you mean what type of?
Yeah, like what does that retargeting look like?
Yep, so onboarding, like record your onboarding call or onboarding video and run that as one.
And when you said record the onboarding call and run that, like what did you mean by that?
Like show them show that part right after someone signs up with you and run that as an ad. Like what does that look like? So for example, with me, I would record me sending them course access info, scheduling an onboarding call, maybe a little snippet of going over the niche and the homework I give, stuff like that.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Did you take a picture? Yeah, you did. That pipeline thing I showed you yesterday, that's what you do.
Okay. So some objection handling, like I can't afford it. I don't have the time or the energy, like that kind of stuff.
Yep, and objection handling. That's like the FAQ type retargeting to your hard audience, right? You can also do like button clicks, people who click the button to watch your VSL. And then inside GHL, you can also track how long people watch that video. And you can submit a trigger. If they watch 50% of video on this funnel, go to Meta Conversion API and initiate a pixel to go.
Okay. And I figured out the API.
Hey, oh, word. Is that what I told you yesterday?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I just took that part. There was pixel issue in there, and then I saw where the API was already in there, so I was like, just let it do the job.
Sweet.
Okay. And then the testimonials, you're just running them as like straight testimonials, like same as how I would run it on my Organic.
Yep. Like we're gonna ask you to film a testimonial for us tonight. You're gonna be up against that wall, gonna record. You have the testimonial script that I gave you, and you just run that with like a headline. Busy mom with low ferritin loses 20 pounds in 90 days. And you just run the testimonial and you optimize it for through plays, not a conversion. So you don't care if they click a button to learn more. You just want to get that in front of them.
All of the retargeting ads are like?
Every single retargeting ad is like that. Call it omnipresence. $2. Each video is its own ad set, $2 per ad set. If you're going to combine middle of funnel and bottom of funnel, maybe $3 per ad set.
Okay. And so you're saying it's on the ad set. Oh, okay. So campaign, and then like each one is a...
Yep. So campaign, you'll have ad set 1, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. You'll have ferritin testimonial, new ad set, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. The creative is, all right, so each creative is its own ad set. Each ad set is $2 to $3. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So not in just a bunch of ads. It's different ad sets.
Correct.
Okay. Got it. All right. Okay. Yeah. So that makes sense. We just had a bunch of testimonials completed too. So
Excellent. Awesome.
Trying to think what else. Oh, the audience, when you were talking about retargeting, like IG for followers for like the last 90 days. Is that what you said?
You can do up to 365. You can do as low as 7, I think.
What would you recommend?
Is this for bottom of funnel, middle of funnel, right? Because if you're retargeting people who just followed you, it doesn't necessarily mean they're bottom of funnel. right? So for you, I would, if we're talking strictly IG, people who has sent a message to you in the last 30 days. That's like your hottest audience from strictly IG. Now, you can have people that messaged you, clicked something, opted in, and you can say like, right, that's a hotter lead because now they didn't only message, but then they opted in. You can say opt-ins in the last 180 days. For you, and this may not be exhaustive, but this is what's top of mind, your bottom of funnel would be people who watch at least 50% of your VSL, 180-day purchasers of your low-ticket thing, people who have booked a call with you but didn't buy. On GHL, I think I showed you this, you can track engagement score. So people with a certain engagement score, if you have that set up, you can target like the people who in the last 30 days have clicked your email, an email link, or have opened an email in the last 30 days. All right, so they're actively consuming your material.
How do you create those? Do you just pull reports from GHL and then import those into?
Yes.
Okay. So you just have to regularly update that, like every 30 days. Okay.
Yep. The only way that'll auto do it is if you do like a certain landing page. So for example, for a lookalike audience, I have 180-day purchasers, but I don't just take all my purchasers from my contact list. I set up a pixel on my welcome onboarding. After someone clicks the link in the onboarding, it says, okay, here are the next steps, join the Facebook group, etc. So if anyone sees that page, it's only because they become a client. So then I retarget 180-day onboarding page viewers on Facebook, and that just auto will redo it because it's a pixel firing, not a contact list or customer list. That makes sense?
Doing a lookalike of that audience.
I do a lookalike of that audience. But that was just an example of the only way where you wouldn't have to keep updating contact lists.
Okay. That's a great idea, actually. We keep having issues with onboarding. Actually, like, people don't read the freaking email or status. But like,
Or get off
website or like a landing page, like you said, and this has a step.
explain
It
everything.
would be way.
Oftentimes my emails after onboarding the purchase goes right to their spam folder. So before you can have your closers do this, before they get off the call, make sure they see the emails and are clear on next steps. And then I've also just created a loom. Okay, here are your next steps. Watch this video and I explain everything they need to do in the video, but I also say at the end of my sales call.
Yeah. We weren't sending a welcome email until after like they sign a contract, because then it gives them like access to the labs and all that stuff too. Cool.
Yep, I can see. I've never had an issue with that. I don't think if someone weren't going to do it, they wouldn't buy it and just look at the contract and I'm not going to do this. But I guess that's, so what I started doing is people sign the document on the call, unless I got to jump off.
That's what I'm having the clickers do now. Like what we're striving to do occasionally. It doesn't happen. Maybe they're running back-to-back call or something, but yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So so then this would work.
Right.
And I can do a link walking through stuff too.
Yep.
That would be helpful. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to have them work on that land. I think the landing page will work.
Yeah.
I think gives us this additional information.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess mean that on the retargeting strategy, I guess front end, what are you doing to optimize like just sales up a low ticket offer, or what would you recommend in that regard? Because right now I'm just running like some content that's gone viral or done well organically, and then change the caption with it. I go to and then I have a couple like carousels and stuff, but.
So how would you get more purchases of your low ticket product? That's just strictly like a volume game, and what are you going to pay? You could also test, right? Just the book versus the book and the ebook, just the ebook, and then the settings that are best for that. You optimize for purchases, broad audience, set an age range, and set women. Let Facebook do everything else. No enhancements on your creative. Let it do all of the work. And it's just test with different creatives.
It's only been running for 2 or 3 days with the right stuff.
Good.
Also,
Good.
Each time I ran it incorrectly, the last 2 times he got one purchase, and one purchase like right off the bat, and then that's nothing. And so far nothing on this new one. Correctly, it's learning. It's still self-learning.
Yeah, I think you need 50 pixel events within 1 day of your budget, I'm pretty sure. So it may never leave the learning stage, where you have to get 50 pixel events in a certain time frame. I forget what the time frame is.
I'm only spending like 75 a day. So
75 a day. Your thing is $27. So really, if you get to, I think it's triple. If you get triple the amount of spend and no sales, then you shut it off.
triple the amount of spend.
Yeah. Like to test when you first start something, let it spend triple. Like if it thinks $27, 27 times 3, however much that is, if it spends that much and you still don't have a sale, shut it. At least that's what I follow. And then after that, it's a little bit tough because you're upselling, right? So like you can hypothetically lose on this as long as your upselling is doing well. But just keep an eye on it. You don't want to go too far into the red, because you're not trying to make money from this, right? You're just trying to funnel them in. Money's a plus, great, but if you break even, you're happy.
Upsells and things on it, it's just basically to help liquidate the ad spend that leads.
Yeah. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if I ever showed you this Miro board. So I created something called a self-funded funnel, which if you ever wanted to come back, which you should come back. Did I ever show you this?
No.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw it. Maybe you got hit in one of my ads, but I was selling a $5 meal plan vault where I had like 100 meal plans in there. I gave it to people. All right, so this front end $5 offer has to be like a no-brainer. It could be stupid if people say no. Okay, so maybe your book or whatever. Cool, they order it. Order bump 1, order bump 2. So my order bump 1 was a ChatGPT bot that made your ad creatives for you. Order bump number 2 could be like a workshop. You create 2 order bumps, okay? Then again, an upsell. So you know what an order bump is opposed to an upsell?
Yeah, so the funnel I have right now has order bump on it.
So you have order bumps and you have an upsell. So you have this, and then before they can click submit, they want one of these, okay? So they buy it. Whatever they buy here, either way, they're going to this upsell. For me, yours would be different. It was a snapshot of a section of my GHL, and then did they buy? If they didn't buy, it's the same exact thing, but half 50% off. Okay, if you don't want it at 97, I'll give it to you at 47. Okay, we'll go down to no. Did they buy? No. Thank you page. Did they buy? Yes. Right back. Okay, here's my other upsell. Subscription, $97 a month into the Online Fitness Coach Academy, or done with you, $97 a week. I actually took these out, so I only made one because it was too complex. Did they buy? No. Subscription, downsell. 7-day trial, $1. You may have seen that in my page at all. Then to $97 a week. Did they buy? No. Thank you page. If they bought, yes. Thank you page. So this is where I was and am running, and it's working pretty well. Not perfect, still working it, but this is what I do. You can take a picture if you want.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, from the course right now, it's 27. There's a $17 order bump, and then there's a $97 upsell, and then it's either $197. I can't remember. We were going to test it at $197, but I think it's supposed to be $497. It's like a strategic action plan that I put together for them.
So my number one thing with your low ticket products and lead magnets, make them see results fast. Make it easy to take action, easy to see some sort of benefit fast. Because if not, they're just going to stop using it. And if they stop using it, they're not going to upsell. If you get them a fast win, then they're going to probably continue, right?
How quickly are you reaching out to I guess that goes into now like the client journeys that I was asking about. Like, how quickly are you reaching out to them after they purchase? Like, what's that process look like?
Immediately. Reaching out and doing, let me clarify, doing what? Like reaching out to upsell them into a high ticket offer, or reaching out like email, stuff like that?
I guess all of the above. Just trying to figure out like how much and what that should really look like as we're building out those journeys for all of the entry points for the lead.
Yeah. This gives them access to the front end product, the $5 product. And I have a 4-day promo to basically get into my subscription offer. My whole goal here is, remember I said I don't want to start the month at 0. I'm trying to get subscriptions, etc. So this is my subscription offer where 4-day promo, 50% off, $1 trial to join my subscription. And then if they join my subscription, immediately week 1, book your clarity call, which is basically a triage call of, you know what a triage call is, but like I frame it in the group, you can see here, frame it in the group as schedule your free clarity call. We'll go over the current bottlenecks of your business, come up with set up a step-by-step action plan. This is basically a triage call of like, here's what you're gonna get here. I think based on this conversation, you could definitely use more help. Would you be open to mentorship? That's immediately. And it's very important that they book that call. That's a self-liquidating sales call right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if this answers your question or if there's anything else that you meant that didn't quite answer it.
So 4-day promo, and then let's say they still don't purchase.
Then they go to my main nurture sequence of just
That's your regular emails. Okay. And then once they're in your membership, is there anything else you're doing to nurture them?
Other than booking the call, just trying to get them fast wins, and then post like answering their questions inside of the community bulletin board. But in terms of nurturing, not a whole ton. The results speak for themselves.
The course or whatever.
They get access to the course. No matter how much you nurture, if they're not seeing results, they're not going to buy more. So you just get them results with the least amount of effort possible. They will ask you for the next step. As long as you make it known there is something better. If they have no idea, they're not going to ask. Same thing, like make it a community thing, or like post your win in the group. So that way, like we were talking about, when they share a win, private message, say, holy crap, awesome job. I want to hear about this. And to frame it as a, let's catch up. I want to hear about this, and use that as a triage. Hey, you're doing really good. We should get you in this program.
Past, like, let's say the first 30 days, aside from that, are you continuing to reach out to them or what?
In the low ticket school group, no, although you definitely could. Like I said, I kind of have a little bit of a mindset switch where I value my profit and peace of mind the most right now. So could I hire someone just to be a client success manager in that group and give people in that group a way better experience? Yeah, but I really don't care to, because as long as I can get them results, they've been upgrading. So for me, I don't have to. If you have someone that you're paying already and they will do that in addition to, because it's just on their job title, definitely do that to like nurture them, ask them questions every day. How you doing? Maybe hosting a group call. Like I have 3 group calls. I just remember I have 3 group calls for the school community group, so they can join. So basically they join the same group calls that we have, but they're not allowed to ask questions. They just come and kind of be a fly on the wall. What does that do? That allows them to get more information and just almost get more confused, like, holy shit, there's so much more to this. This is so helpful. Imagine if I was in here. Gets them in the room to get excited. So something similar maybe you can do.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I have my assistant coaches in there who are running calls, so I don't do them. Mm-hmm. I need to cop in there at least once a month.
You definitely should, yeah.
And it's kind of been on the back burner. I just haven't been worried about it. Just worry about the other front end stuff. But yeah, it's something for the new year. So that kind of helps me in terms of what you're doing, knocking out the client journey. I guess now what's the systems piece. So you just sit down and just like write it all out, or like what do you?
Yeah, you want me to show you?
Yeah.
By the way, you're in the legacy portal. Yes. All this stuff, like you can see it. So this is just one example. Okay. Here's what you need to do when you get a new client. Okay. Uploading new client plan. Send them the welcome guide. Use this one in this case. Use this one in this case. Export it as a PDF. Open the client's calendar and Trainerize. Click on the day. Select auto message. Like legitimately every step I do. What you can also probably do if you have a AI software where you can record something, it can monitor what you're doing and say, create me an SOP for this. Be very, very excruciatingly detailed, and it'll just write you something out.
My VA said that she can do that. She knows how to do.
Yeah, there you go. Add your clients to the winner's circle and Trainerize. Determine nutrition level. Here's how to determine nutrition level. In our form, we have them fill out 3 things. If they say, I don't know what that means, you start them with just tracking their food. If they say they've tracked before, but it's confusing, you start them here. If they say they know how to track macros, you've set all macros. Here's how to calculate your client's macros. Go to this, put in this. Like every little thing is laid out. Onboarding call, everything I just explained, just in more detail. Here you go, follow this, like Amelia reads off this. Review and testimonial KPI tracker. Like if you wanna set your KPI targets, be like, okay, assistant, you need at least 1 review and 1 experience interview, aka like face-to-face on Zoom. Online review is like Google, all right? So then they have to come in, fill this out. Are they hitting KPI or not, okay? December 2024, KPI experience interview, got 1. December 2024, online review, I did 1, okay? And then you enter the data inside of here. Okay, the date, the completion date, client name, review status, completed pending. So once you get a new client, you put them in here. If they're brand new, right? They're going to be pending. If they completed, they completed. If they said no. And then review type. Online review, you want 1 of each for each person. Mm-hmm. Okay? Keep track of every single client you've ever had, everything that they need to do. Okay, it's program date, start date, which coach is it? Are they on a payment plan? Like how did they pay? Did we send the welcome guide? Yes. All right, awesome, you did that. Did you do this? Did you do this? So everything that clients, they need to do, check the boxes. If I come in here and boxes aren't checked, I yell at Amelia to complete an onboarding call. So that way, this is how you can keep up to date without micromanaging. Did we offer a back-end offer? Okay. If I come here and like back-end offers haven't been offered, remember I told you I had Erin, like, look at this, like she was not doing back-end offer. So I had to let her go. She was just too afraid to. If they continued, at what price point, etc., lifetime value. But this is more so onboarding of like having what your people should be doing and a way for you to monitor it. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Is there anything I haven't showed you that you're like, I need to see this? This is weekly check-ins with clients, client name, start date, end date, body weight, change in body weight per week. How many times out of the week do they meet their calorie and protein goal? And then a little snippet about them.
What is that?
This?
Yeah.
So like a little snippet about how the check-in go. Check-in went amazing. She's down 8 pounds, is loving the program.
Okay.
Is there any SOP in here that that you wanted to see?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
There was a question that came up while we were going through that and I lost it.
We got a couple minutes left here.
Yeah. I guess I'm just trying to figure out the back-end offer and how do I make that, I don't know, more of a no-brainer maybe. Because like you, I'm trying to get more monthly recurring revenue as well.
Yeah.
So, because we do so many like Affirm closes and things like that too, that it makes it harder first.
Affirm definitely makes it harder. So try not to have your salespeople rely on that if they don't have to. Maybe you heard a little bit of me, like they were like, I want to use Affirm. Like, I don't want you to use Affirm. Let's try to go through ACH. Let's try to do this. Let's try to do that. And trying to think your front end offer, you have the blood work, the initial blood work, the back end. When your clients come to you, is it that they just want to fix their hormones or are they looking to change their body?
So, I mean, they want to fix why they feel like shit. Really?
Okay.
Honestly. And they want to know the answer. So
Do you have a roadmap like I showed you?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like they get the answer and then they get the next steps of what to do. They feel like they have a good handle on it. The only thing that kind of keeps them now is like, oh, I want to get my labs rechecked. And like, but then some people are like, well, maybe I could get my doctor to do it. But then like, they're not going to read it the same way as you, but I'll just pay like a one-off fee and come back and have you at it or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like coming down to like stuff like that. They feel like they know what to do. Where they're asking like, you know, like one we just had, she just wants to work out. She just wants to continue with the workouts, which is fine. And you know, just do an option for that. But like just trying to.
Yeah, I have to think. I would need more time to think than I have here, but I like the lab thing. But the lab is not going to be the sole reason they continue. I think you have to kind of pitch it where, hey, here's what we can get you in 4 months. If you do well, then you are granted access into the remaining where then we can optimize. So we have maybe fix, calibrate, and then we have like optimize, Excel, and come up with like different things. But it depends on the client's pain points. Like, do they care about building muscle and looking super fit, or they just want more energy?
Yeah.
If they just want more energy and you do your job in 4 months, they should have significantly more energy. You have to come up with, okay, where can you take them from the next level from here? And I don't really have that answer because I don't know your niche super well, unfortunately. But of course, we can do more brainstorming on it.
Okay.
Cool? All right. Any last questions where I let Kyle in here?
No, I have a question. I come back.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah. Proud of you. You're crushing it. And of course.
Already had, let's see. I was like, so today, almost 20K, 6 days into the month.
Let's go. Oh, hell yeah. So let's get this low ticket funnel launched. And I think next step for you is ads and get over that little hump that you have that we talked about journaling, and he'll be rocking and rolling. We'd love to see you back. Think about it.